Minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, bullying and low self-esteem are some of the harsh realities that face thousands of New Zealand children every day. That's what inspired Lisa Jimbetsky and her business partner Joanna to create Konfident Kidz, an anti-bullying program designed to empower children. They've already seen some incredible results, and Lisa joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Fifa. Thank you.
How exactly does the program work?
Basically, we go in and teach three main components of the program: confidence building, anti-bullying skills, and keeping safe outside of school. Within school time, at schools, we also do workshops up and down the North Island, and we've just started doing private classes after school.
As well. How do you determine the success of a program like that?
It's difficult because these sort of skills they may not use in 2 days, they may use them 5 years down the track, so it is quite difficult to evaluate. We are working with Research New Zealand at the moment to put in evaluation methods to really try and gauge that success. We do feedback forms pre and post. We do a lot of anecdotal evidence from parents, teachers and the children themselves, and you can actually just see the confidence building over the 10-week program or that time that they share with us.
Well, from what you say, I mean, by teaching them not just how to deal with someone who's bullying you right there on that moment, but teaching them to be confident would surely span out across all aspects of their life.
Completely, yeah. There's a huge flow-on effect into the community as well. We know a lot of the children who have come back to us and said, oh, I taught my little sister or my little brother what I've learned and that sort of thing. So it's really passing on through the community and through their families. One
of the things you teach kids is exit strategies. Explain to me what that means.
Basically, Joanna and I developed an exit chart for any sort of situation they might find themselves in, be it a bullying situation or a dangerous situation outside of school. And it basically just gives them an idea of what time you can take an exit. A lot of children will sit there and just say, I don't know what an exit is, or what do you mean? And it may not be a door or a window. It could simply be leaving a group of people or crossing the street. And it really is just that time frame of where to exit and giving them the opportunity to take that chance.
Do you think, I mean, obviously you are doing something about this across the board. Are we doing enough to teach our children about how to deal with these issues?
I think there's a lot of good stuff going on out there. There's a huge amount of volunteer work and a lot of people doing amazing things. I think it is lacking, though. I think there's not enough infrastructure in the schools, and there's certainly not enough funding and enough support to get these programs into the schools that really desperately need it.
I know that, and you mentioned earlier that you're not just teaching about bullying, but also out of school situations. You had one situation where you obviously made quite an impact on one young girl and it made quite a difference. Tell me about that story.
Yeah, we were teaching at Hutt Intermediate School in Lower Hutt in Wellington here, and we were sitting in our class, and we teach a maximum of 20 kids per class, so it's not a lot of kids in that class. And we were talking about exit strategies and kind of what happened, and one girl put her hand up and told us a story about how she was walking home the other day, and a man in a red car followed her, and I said to her, are you sure he was following you and not just driving down the street? And she said, no, I used the skills that you told me, and she absolutely knew he was following her, so she felt the butterflies go off in her tummy and the adrenaline kick into her body, and she said I had to take an exit, and she was so worried that she had just run out in front of all of the cars that she was going to get hit by a car crossing the street and taking an exit. But she said, I took an exit, I did a good job. And as she was telling that story, one other girl put her hand up and said, oh, is this what the car looked like, and was it around this area? And she was like, yeah, and they started discussing it. Then another child put their hand up and started talking about it as well, and consequently 5 or 6 kids actually put their hands up and started talking about this one car and the man around the same area over probably a 2-week time frame of them being followed and him winding out the window and asking if they wanted a ride home or, you know, a drop-off somewhere. And they were really very worried about the other kids that maybe hadn't done Konfident Kidz, and, you know, kind of said, but what are they going to do? They haven't done Konfident Kidz. You know, are they going to be safe? Consequently, we passed it on to the principal, and they did an alert around the schools. So that's a really successful story, I think.
That's a great story. Lisa, well, if you have more successes like that, it's wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Lisa Jimbetsky from Konfident Kidz.
It's 8:18.